Well, I started my own business back in 2007 doing audio and visual recording around town, downtown, around the surrounding areas. That worked out pretty good for about 3 or 4 years, but then the bottom dropped out of the music industry and that market, so things got a bit dire and I actually found myself out of work. So I got myself down to PTP, signed up there for one of their programs. Prior to that, I was actually on long-term unemployment for about 6 or 7 months. And it did actually take me that length of time to actually find a job, which was a little bit scary because it's a very competitive market out there. But at PTP, they actually managed to arrange an interview for me, which was one of the things I couldn't get. I couldn't get an interview for love nor money. I tried walking into places, I explored the hidden job market, I handed out resumes to people on the street, I walked into restaurants, cafes, bars, retail outlets, shopping malls. Couldn't get a job that way, so I figured if I can't get an interview, there's no way I'm actually going to get a job. So I figured I'd better sign up to an agency and see if they can.
So far, has PTP, you said you had an interview, did that occur? Did you get a job?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It took them nearly 6 months to actually get an interview for me, but it was through them that I got the interview. And consequently I got the job. So, that was the way out for me, basically, because I got the qualifications, I got the skills, I got the experience, but I couldn't get an interview. Not at all, because I work in the music industry and the film industry, and that's my passion. But they said to me, keep applying for jobs, keep applying within the music industry. They gave me leads for that kind of thing as well, so they were very supportive with that.
Yeah.
But they said at the end of the day, it's a bit tricky going for your dream job in this kind of environment.
Yeah.
So I said, just put me forward for whatever positions you can find. Some came up at Home Depot, I got put forward for the interview, got the job. So.
Awesome.
10 out of 10 for Monica at PTP.
Good. So what is what was your situation? What was your story? Did you need a job? Or
Well,
did
yeah.
you change? Or?
Yeah, I was laid off. I worked as a chef in Ottawa. I've had many years of experience. I came here looking for a change. I was laid off from my last restaurant job. So I came here and I was speaking with, actually her name was Kunga, and she's not with us anymore. So she's on maternity leave. And she worked as a PDP specialist, employment specialist, and she got me involved in the second career program. And then when she went on to maternity leave, I worked with Mila, and together over, since April, May, June, July, I guess. Before that, even actually, yeah, I guess it's pretty much from the beginning of April when I got here. Yeah, that we worked towards getting a second career program. I got enrolled in the second career program in November. I started at Trios in November, and yeah, studying paralegal.
Okay.
But yeah, because of the PTP team, I am right now where I am because of them and their diligence, I guess.
So what are your career goals now?
My career goals right now I'm at Trios College studying to become a paralegal. My career goals are eventually they're opening up towards immigration, so the paralegal can actually represent people applying for either refugee or Canadian status, right? And yeah, I want to hopefully be an immigration consultant, either working for the federal government or privately.
Could you describe to me in maybe in a few words what PTP means to you?
What PTP means to me? PTP meant to me, or has given me opportunity. PTP, the people here, the building itself, everybody, it gives opportunity. If you really want it, PTP will help you get what you need in order to succeed.
Opportunity.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It gives you opportunity, opens doors for you.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Okay, Larry. So what's your story? What brought you to PTP? What brought you over here? Was it a career change, or was it?
Yes, it was a career change. I was looking to get into something new, and I decided to go to the Daily Food Bank basic training program, and PTT was part of the job outline.
Oh, good. So what's your career, at this point, what's your career goals? What are you looking for?
Getting into the culinary field of...
like a chef position?
Yes, I'd like to increase my education and get my diplomas for certified chef.
Certified chef.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
So,
No, my long-term goal is to have my own company, my own catering company, event planning also.
hypothetically, do you have a name of the company? Did you have any plans?
7-Star Production.
7-Star Production.
Yes, catering and event production.
Now, speaking of PTP, how's the reception when you came here? How was it?
It's always been very good. I have visited few of the centers, and it's been really, really, really good. Very open, willing to help right away, seeing to my needs. Really, really a good team.
And they were very supportive in your career goals too.
Absolutely, yes. Very much eye-opening to what's out there, how to go and get it, and how to keep it.
Oh, that's
Yes.
good. That's good. And now there's a culinary. D.D.P.
The reason why I went is that I was I was not very happy with my work. I work only part-time, and for me, it was not enough to live. So I came here for help, and I received more than I could.
What are your career goals here?
I was a personal support worker, taking care of elderly people at their home.
Oh, yeah.
And the job was great. I loved the job, except that it was not enough for me. It was too much job. I'm 63-year-old, and I thought that it was, with all the years that I put on this work,
Yeah.
it was time that I let go.
And the reception's been very, how's it?
Very warm, yeah.
Very understanding too, I hear.
Very understanding. It was not like you look for a job for you, we're going to do everything for you. We had to work for it. We had every time that we would come in here, we had homework, and we had to do it.
Yeah.
And it was, for me, it was something that I need to do.
Yeah.
So,
It was
yeah,
constructive.
yeah.
It was-
I had Angela as a counselor who had been fantastic with me. She helped me to do my resume. She helped me to find a job, my last job, and it always been very warm.
Good.
And it was like a friend.
Yeah.
To go to a friend instead to go to a place
Yeah.
where you go and nothing's there.
Oh, good. So there was like a gender trust here. There was
Yeah.
a lot of trust. And then the other thing I wanted to ask you too. So you got a job now?
For job solution or like PTP upstairs?
No, just PTP as in general. Like what brought you to PTP?
Oh, okay. I came to PTP I finished high school.
Yeah.
I went to Humber College for 1 semester, and I didn't feel like going back to school,
Okay.
back to Humber. So then I came to Job Solution to ask for they can help me look for any workplace. Then they said yes. Then they said to me I can have a school upstairs. They have like a program upstairs, you know, to help me back in school and everything, you know. Then I said okay. Then I went back, had an interview with Anne Marie. She said to me I can stay here until I find a proper job that I liked and everything, that they will help me and Job Solution will help me. Then I said okay, and now I'm working.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, at Starbucks, 6 months. I want,
Yeah.
my goal is to be a doctor. I just,
Good for you.
Yeah.
So that's your passion. eh?
yeah,
It-
I just want to help people,
Yeah.
you know. I just want to be a doctor. Not like a surgeon, doctor, like a therapist, like talking to people and
Okay.
everything, yeah.
Okay, so are you anything specific in therapy, or are you talking like a general practitioner as a doctor, or are you talking
Like kids therapy.
a
Like
kids
help-
therapist?
yeah.
Ah.
Like helping kids. Yeah.
Pediatric care. Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
because I love kids, so.
Oh, you want to work with kids,
Yeah.
children, eh? Oh, well, that's neat. So, I mean, that just opens up your world to
Yeah.
more possibilities.
Yeah, that's how my level is in the school. It's not low and it's not high, but it's in the middle.
Yeah.
That's what she told me. So she said that I'm good with with people, you know, conversation skills and everything. So it will help me in my future, she said.
Oh, good. So she really made you feel comfortable with
Yeah,
And
with
so the
everything.
staff here has been really helpful.
Yeah, of course, everybody, all my teachers, especially in team, like we have teams here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karen, she made me feel comfortable in my own skin. She helped me through a lot when I was going through, you know. So
And it's always an ongoing relationship that you seem to have with
yeah,
PA.
I come here every day. They're like my second family here.
Good.
So yeah, especially Anne Marie. If I'm troubled, hurting, or anything, I can come here and talk to her.
What was your story? What was your story? What brought you here?
What brought me here is I was looking for a job and I couldn't find a job. So I went from my social worker. She referred me here
Okay.
and I took a course upstairs, I think for 3 months, 4 months. I started to meet with Brett and he did my resume and I did all kinds of courses like networking, job networking and personality, how you discover yourself, what job match you the best. And hell, I like to do something with public relation or something with customer service, because the job I used to do in London, Ontario, I used to drive a taxi and I used to do
Yeah.
pizza and mostly dealing with public.
So yeah, so you want to do something that's related to, because you like.
All of them, they are very, very kind and very generous, and when it comes to help people, they are helpful, they are on time to give you a help, and they don't delay to help you. If there is something, it's not an urgent, so they can wait until.
Yeah. Interviewed so far has really, emphasized that about the staff. What are the things that you do? What's your philosophy on that?
My philosophy is that every client is an individual. They all have strengths, they all have challenges, but most of all is that people want to be listened to and to treat everybody, to really listen to what people's goals are, what their needs and desires are, and to treat everybody equally.
Yeah.
And when a client walks in the door, I don't think about how will I connect with this person. It automatically happens. I let things happen in a positive, happy approach. So I try to build a rapport when people come in,
Yeah.
to get to know people and just to try to ease them at first, because employment goals is very stressful. It's just not being unemployed, but other stresses happen. So you try to get people to relax so you can really find out what their strengths are, where they're looking to channel, and make them feel comfortable with open communication. PTP fosters that for staff, and it starts from the top down, and they treat us with integrity, with a lot of respect, and there's open communication, so we bring that to our clients as well.
Oh, that's good. So PTP as a whole, even working for PTP,
Absolutely.
and just to see specific clients. But do you have a lot of proud moments?
A lot. One I can share was I walked into a cafe restaurant within my community, and I'm sitting at the table and I got a tap on the shoulder, and it was one of my clients who was actually employed there, and he was really, really happy, and his brother also joined our services, and he was employed and happy. That's when things are really, really happy, is when you see people, you bump into people. I bumped into somebody at the supermarket 3 years later who actually, their employment goal long-term was to go back and get training to be a counselor. But the short-term, we found a job so he could support his family, and I saw him in line at Metro. And he was actually happy, he's employed, and everybody's doing well. Like, those are moments that really make you feel great.
Make you feel great about your job. That you guys, say, well, you're being real with them about what are the steps.
The realities, like we try to empower people as best as we can, and we're honest and open. So I think that's where planning is really important, like strategically. We look at short-term employment goals, long-term. What are we do exploration with people. That at the first meeting, that's what I mean about getting to know somebody. What are their passions? What are their desires? Because employment isn't just about what you can do, but it's what you're willing to do, what interests you, because it's what drives you and motivates you. But we also look at life circumstances and situations and say, this is where you are maybe now, but later on you could be here. But we work collaboratively with clients. I think that's the important thing. We give them resources and we facilitate motivation and hope and belief. Like, you get people to believe in themselves. When I meet with somebody one-to-one, I always look at their positive aspects and acknowledging that it's a hard time and it's not easy and it's a vicious circle and that people are not alone. I think that's what's really, really important.
Yeah, it is important because one of the other things I noticed too with a lot of them, they said there was a big confidence booster for them. What's your philosophy on that when a person comes to PTP and they've been laid off or their situation? What is your philosophy in helping them out?
You know what? I like them because of their human being, not because they've done something or because of their education or something. It's just I love people. Generally, I love people. That's why I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're here to. There we
I
go,
just
right?
like them, and I maybe listening, active listening. I listen to them. I listen to their needs, and I just try to assist. Not I would just do something and tell them what to do. I would just assist people, and after they would go there themselves, and at the end they're happy and they're just like, wow.
Yeah. So how many years have you been working now for PTP?
Oh, I'm pretty new here. It's my first year actually.
It's your first year. So have you ever heard results? Have you seen any good results out of your work here so far?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm like when I came here first time, I came to volunteer,
Yeah.
and the very first time I've been here, I just look at the atmosphere here, and I decided this is the place I would like to work.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I finished my college, and the very first place I came, PTP.
PTP.
Yeah. To volunteer, and through volunteering, I got job here, and I feel so happy.
Oh, good, because you know what? I was able to assist them in job or career choice.
Actually, yes. She was a newcomer. She used to work at the call center where she had to make 100 calls a day, and she was so tired and exhausted. She came here and she said, "Listen, I can't stand it. I'm looking for something else, just customer service." And we looked at her resume. We developed her resume and started to provide her with the different kind of help, like workshops, job search, and stuff like that. She found the job in downtown, customer service for financial organization. She's making great money. I won't tell you how much for customer service, but it's unusual. And she finished with us like half a year ago.
Yeah.
She's still keep in touch and calling us and says, "Thank you guys for what you've done." And I feel so good.
You feel so good about that. That's awesome. To help an individual get out of a stressful job into more of a career passion.
Yeah. Now she said I do like 10 times less than I used to do at the call center and make a few times more money.
Yeah. One of the things that I like about that
Program.
Okay. And then you managed to get the practicum here.
Yes.
One of the lucky ones. So how do you feel about that?
Well, that's exactly how I feel actually, lucky. In November last year, I went to the East Center for one of my classes called Observation Placement, and I met Claudia and was really taken by her passion for helping people. And then after my summer practicum, I applied to PTP. And Claudia said, come do the interview. And once I went and I gave her my resume, she said, yes, really come. She having read a little bit about PTP and having met Claudia, I saw the passion about helping people, which is not always evident by everyone. And now having met the staff at PTP, I see the same kind of enthusiasm and passion and dedication.
And dedication to the clients.
Yes.
What have you learned? Where are you going to take from this practicum with PTP?
Lots of learning with respect to how organizations work and what is expected of them officially concerning funding and that kind of thing. I think between different practicums and hearing from my other colleagues in the program, I've learned that PTP is a very special organization in terms of that dedication to the client. Because
have the staff done the same thing with you too?
they've been very, very supportive. They've been helpful. Anything with regards to my learning, there's no hesitation, and they go above and beyond the call of duty, I think.
Awesome. Oh my God, that is good. That was it.
That was it?
That was it. No. Okay, so first question I need to ask you. What brings you to PTP? What's your story? What's your story?
Well, when I was growing up, I never really go to school like that because I grew up in the Caribbean. Yeah, and I didn't really went to school like that. And then I came to Canada, and I didn't go to school either. I started working, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't finish high school. I don't have a high school diploma, so I just want to upgrade, you know, and try to go back to school, go back to high school, get my GED. I feel good actually because I'm in a classroom with a lot of people who and me on the same level, you know. So it's not nothing. I didn't feel uncomfortable or anything. I feel good to be in the same class, you know. And my teacher Linda, she put us to work in team, so we could work in teams and like exchange ideas, you know, because everybody's different. You know, I want to get my GED, then I want to go to college, and I want to study technical join.
Oh, really? Technical what?
Technical join.
What's that?
It's like people that draw plans and stuff for those big buildings that they're building, like those sunrise and stuff. Yeah, that's what I want to study right now.
That's what you like to study?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, and
Well, my story is I'm almost 40 years old and I don't have a high school diploma. And I do want to go back to college and study social work, SSW program to be more precise. So I came back to PTP, and this place is the most friendly environment that I've seen in a long time when it comes to school. I can't say anything terrible about this program. All the teachers are fabulous. They have patience and the gift of giving to someone, very much so. It's very realistic. I don't feel like I'm setting myself up for failure here, just simply because if you don't know how to do something, if you have a hard time learning that something, you could stay after school with the teacher. The way the teachers facilitate their classrooms is wonderful.
just thank you, PTP.
Thank you, PTP. You're awesome.
Awesome. Great. Thank you. There we go. That was great. I like it. One of the questions during the interview, watch your hands.
Okay.
Because they'll make noise for the.
I tend to be very so I think it's better if I do this, yeah.
Okay, so on one question, Lauren, and this is, you're one of the teachers here, right?
Yes, that's right.
How long have you been working for PTP?
I've been working for PTP since 1992, and I think I have the distinction of being the instructor who has done more jobs across the board than anyone else. I've taught literacy and basic skills. I've taught injured workers, our workers' compensation people. I've taught in a pre-culinary program. And I think it's fascinating that every day I come to work, there are new people, new challenges, and new directions all the time.
New directions.
I believe that. I mean, I think that, you know, if trust and nurturing and respect come from the top down, then you're going to see that reflected in the work that you do with your clients. As I'm sure you probably know or may have heard, I think one of the biggest successes that we have here at PTP is that we run not only communications classes and numeracy classes, but we also have teams where each of the instructors takes a role in leading a particular team.
Build my confidence up no matter where I've been, no matter how my education level is. What's your philosophy on that upbuilding confidence?
Well, you know, I always, every time I meet a new student, I always take the approach that each person coming into our group has something to offer us. And I believe that everyone has a talent, a skill, or you know, multiple talents and multiple skills that they're going to bring to us and share with us. So, you know, I run my class very much like a workshop, like I would run at a college. I mean, I don't treat my learners as if they are you know, lower learners or some kind of secondary learners to others. I approach them as if they were on my team at a job. They're in my college class. And, you know, I try to find out what this person can bring to the team that we don't already have, so that we can enrich the whole learning experience as a group. Because I think the best learning is team learning.
Yeah. Give me a reason. You can be from years past.
Okay. Absolutely, yes. I have a really good one. When I first started teaching at PTP in 1992, we had a really interesting group of learners. Many students who were fairly new to both Canadian culture and the Canadian workplace. And I remember I had one wonderful lady who was from the Caribbean. And when we first started working together, she had a really hard time looking me in the eye. And I found looking other instructors in the eye, and we had a talk about that one day, and she told me that, in her country, it was seen as disrespectful to look at a teacher in the eye, or look at anybody who was considered to be in authority. And and I talked to her, and I said, here we don't think that way. Eye contact is a sign of respect, it's a sign of communication. And I said, I know that for you it's probably really difficult, but we're going to work on that. And one really amazing moment was when she was graduating from the program about 6 months later. And when she stood up to thank everyone, she looked me in the eye and said, Lauren has taught me that, I should be proud to look anyone in the eye and give my opinion. And the fact that I could send her off to work or to further training with that, and not, necessarily, a math skill or a communication skill, like a reading skill, but being able to look me in the eye or anyone in the eye was a really huge success.
And that was a very proud moment, of course, for everyone in the room. Oh my God.
Definitely.
See, I love hearing those stories. What's the acronym stand for?
Oh my goodness. There's actually a long story around this. When we started off in 1992, we were officially called preparatory training programs. We did a sort of a shift of name and sort of a rethinking of branding and our whole mission and philosophy several years ago. And we kept the PTP because PTP is what we're known as in the community.
That's right.
But now we say that we stand for Pathways to Possibilities. And and I think that's a lot more representative of what we do, because we're helping each learner find his or her goal path. And we are that bridge to help them move forward and explore that goal or goals that
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very
That's my great one.
welcome.
I love your story.
And
Welcome to PTP. How can I help you?
good, thank you. Okay, and may I say it one more time right here?
Welcome to PTP. How can I help you?
Great, thank you.
We'll get back.